In Animal Crossing New Leaf, the main street was one of the most beloved features, and one of my very favorite features from any Animal Crossing game was the wonder and the whimsy of going to the city in Animal Crossing City Folk. Even Tortimer Island, and the fact that you could play online with 3 other random players was such a fun concept of playing mini games and collecting bugs and fish all together and meeting new people. And so, can Animal Crossing accomplish this again in the future? And the answer is yes, it can. And I have conceptualized a way that Animal Crossing can do just that. Welcome to the MFC. My name is SoopaKoopa, also known as Derek here on the channel, and I want to welcome you into my harebrained conversations of this fully conceptualized Animal Crossing game that I have created because I have way too much time on my hands and I love Animal Crossing so much. Started playing in Wild World and I played every game since. And I would love to be playing what I call Animal Crossing Small Town Big City, which is a conceptualized game that I created a mega document for. And that mega document, if you do want to view it, it's going to be in the description of this video. And I want you to check it out because there's a lot of great information about how Animal Crossing could be improved. In the comments below, please let me know your thoughts on the big city, any adjustments that you would make, or your thoughts on the game as well. The last few videos, we've been talking about the small town portion of the game, which is your typical Animal Crossing experience, where you have your own town and you help the villagers and you interact with them. Check out the past videos if you never have. I'm excited to have you as a follower or a subscriber. If this is something that you're interested in, if you've been dying for Animal Crossing content or just somebody to talk to about your ideas, that's me. I will be here to talk with you, and we're just gonna jump right in. In this version of the game, you could do everything that the prologue gives you in less than an hour. So you don't have to do too much in order to jump right into the game. You don't have to wait multiple real-life days to do this. So once you've completed the introduction, and then you've also bought the big city expansion of the game initially or later on, then this will trigger your introduction to the big city. So Tom Nook is not in your small town game. He's actually a part of the city. So he's going to be visiting Tommy and Tibby at their store. His primary visit is to check in on them, but I think Tom Nook has a secondary motive on his mind, and that is to recruit the brand new human player to go to the big city for the very first time. He explains that this is a place that he himself has tirelessly worked on. He's been drawing in funding from his own wallet even to create, which he really hopes would become a great place for animals and humans to live together in harmony. Well, you find out that he is actually willing to give you an all-inclusive apartment room in one of his best buildings in the city of your choosing. From then on, you can talk to Captain by the train station in your small town to ask for a taxi ride to this entirely optional but entirely expansive online experience where you can play with friends. In fact, some would call it an MMO. And if you're not familiar with what an MMO is, an MMO is massively multiplayer online. And basically what that stands for is a mode of a game where you can connect with multiple people at one time, not just 4 friends or 8 friends on your Switch 2, but you can connect with multiple people and simultaneously be playing Animal Crossing. Now, if you've played New Leaf, you'll remember Tortimer Island. You can play with 3 other players online, and you could do mini games with them. You can collect fruits and bugs and fish on that island, and there was a lot of cool stuff to do. It's something that was beloved by players, and it's something that can be expanded on for the next game. And so that's what I've done. I've fully conceptualized a place where you can go on with your friends or people you've never even met before and play online. And of course, there's going to be safety features. We can talk about that in a future video. But if you're starting to scratch your head already and this feels a little bit odd or out of place, I just want to encourage you to watch to the end of the video, because I think the storyline alone will bring you into this narrative of, I want to go to the city. I think this is a brand new and cool experience, and I think you're going to want to come along with me to the city. When you first get to the big city, there is some business to attend to before you can just play with any old person online. Your whole introduction will be offline. A cutscene will play. showing you an aerial view of the city. You pull up to Nook Square and up to Tom Nook's office right outside Happy Room Realty. Tom Nook now presides as the city councilman and meets you at the front of his well-adorned office hall. He welcomes you and walks you into the Happy Room Academy's model apartment room inside. He explains to you that he is initiating the Big City Expansion Program, where he is trying to move in more humans and animal villagers to grow the businesses and attractions in his city, and hopes to expand relations with other cities once this one is bustling with life. He explains his offer of a rent-included apartment of your choosing, which we will eventually have to pay off. As always, a loan is due to Nook at your pace, but don't worry, the city is where bells are made. Your first home loan will be 78,000 bells. Tom Nook will also give you his newest model of the Nook phone for free. The Nook Phone Plus works like a smart device to connect with friends online, play music, and yes, to pay off that apartment loan on the go. You can then pick your location from 5 different apartment buildings. But Nook explains that right now, all he can really offer is a smaller apartment space. Alright, so let's talk about what just happened. Captain's taking you to the city. He drops you off at the main Nook Square. This is where Tom Nook works. And Tom Nook is waiting for you in his office. And, you know, he's starting to talk to you and explain all the benefits of coming to the city and living there. He offers you a rent-free apartment, which, what I mean by rent-free, I live in an apartment currently right now, and every month I have to pay rent in order to maintain this apartment. Tom Nook doesn't charge you that way, but he will charge you to upgrade your apartment. So you could just continue going on your merry way and never pay off your apartment, but it'll never get bigger. And you won't be able to do all the cool upgrades that will be coming as you upgrade your apartment, similar to your house back in a normal Animal Crossing game of the past. So this place will work as your primary home. So you're going to want to get the big city so that you can have a secondary home to decorate with all this cool new furniture that will be introduced in the city that you normally wouldn't be able to get if you just played the small town version. Okay, so he offers you an apartment. You agree to his terms. 78,000 bells is the first payment. And Captain offers you a ride to your apartment. Once he drives you there, you walk in to find your studio apartment. It needs a lot of work. There are cockroaches running around, old wallpaper, and some empty boxes. Digby walks in and is shocked. He wasn't expecting a new tenant so soon and didn't get to fix up the place. He regretfully apologizes and asks how he can help. He transfers 5,000 bells to your Nook phone to spend in the city for new flooring and wallpaper. Walking out your front door, your apartment will be locked until you re-enter to edit it for the first time. We don't want cockroaches being seen by other players and give Nook a bad rep. You will now head outside and connect to the internet via loading screen. If you do not have Nintendo Switch Online, you will be prompted to purchase this to access the city and continue the journey. You will now be free to explore the city yourself with up to 99 other players. And that is the main narrative in the introduction to Animal Crossing Big City. I'm sure you're probably pretty curious as to what the city looks like. And I'm about to reveal exactly the layout of the city. Now, this is a map that I have created that fully fleshes out the layout and the buildings. Of course, if I was really to make this, it would probably be subject to some change. So I'm about to pop it on the screen right now. And here is the big city map. This city is actually in the shape of the iconic Animal Crossing leaf. A lot of stuff to view here, but you can view the city map on your Nook Phone Plus, which will include geographical locations, icons to click on of important places, and will give you more information, and an inventory of shops you've already visited. All the streets will also be named after obscure characters and familiar ones like Nook Way, Frillard Ave, Blanca Lane, Farley Street, and Serena Square. And the primary way to get around this city will be using the simple sidewalks. Okay, don't freak out. This is meta. We have never had a true Animal Crossing in Animal Crossing. So if you bring the big city into this, guys, you can truly have animal crossings where animals will cross the road. Now, villagers will wait at crosswalks and do an animal crossing, and any player vehicles will be stopped until they are fully crossed. There will be vehicles that you can drive. Now, again, don't freak out. These will not be fully fledged out cars that you will be driving, nothing of that. But how about a bicycle or a moped or a Vespa or even a rare Mario Kart that you can drive around in? Think about that. So the roads will be used for fast travel within the city. However, you will be stopped when crosswalks will be initiated. You won't be able to go on the sidewalks. Sidewalks are exclusive to the little villager characters, the animals, and the NPC characters, the shop owners that will be walking around as well. And the other 99 potential players that could be in your server. So that's the primary way around, is those sidewalks. But if you want to fast travel, then you can buy a vehicle. These vehicles are going to be expensive, so you may not always be able to fast travel a whole lot, within the city here. You do have the option if that's something that you can afford. NPCs for shops will also have their own schedules. You might see Harriet walking down to her shift, or Councilman Tom Nook, who we just talked about, being dropped off at his office. If you can catch them at the right time, they may share some juicy details about their backstory or their future endeavors. Now, there are a few places to visit in the city. Shops, those can be stores, or even player-owned shops. And restaurants, cafes, drink shops, things like that. There will also be landmarks. The fairgrounds is one place. There will be a park and a lighthouse, schools. Now, these are places that you can learn skills that you can take back to your small town life. If you want to expand your knowledge on botany and create more hybrids, you can go to Leaf's School of Botany. Or maybe you want to unlock some new patterns that you didn't have access to in your small town game. Well, then you can go to Gracie Grace's fashion school and unlock new patterns. And there's also fun things to do as well. So those would be your entertainment, like a theater or an arcade, or maybe even a hot air balloon ride. And then finally, the fifth one is apartments. And we already touched on those before, but those are a place where you can go to visit other players and also other villagers, which you will be able to use the Happy Home Realty to go in and actually play a mini game where you can customize different villagers' homes, similar to Happy Home Designer on the 3DS. So man, there's a lot of cool things you can do in the city. And so that's the basics of what the city will be like. It's a place where you leave your small town for a small period of time and you go to and you can sell a lot of things. It's where bells are made. There's a couple other things that are important to mention about the city. I just want to talk about the different limitations that you'll have in the city as we end this video. So the first one is that your tools are no good here. If you try to pick out a tool, you'll get a warning sign saying your tools don't work here. You can't catch any exclusive bugs or fish here. This is not a place for collecting necessarily. Collecting, things to finish your museum. Sidewalks only allow you to walk, run, and bike. You can bike on the sidewalks. However, streets allow you to ride all vehicles that are available in the game. There's no swimming allowed in the ponds or the water found here. There's no lewd or explicit content, so Nintendo will have to heavily moderate the text, and there will be different chat modes that we can talk about in the future as well. No items can be dropped in the city either, so you can't litter the ground with items. And then finally, no leaving the city except by taxi. So once you're in there, there's no other way to leave except going back home in the taxi service. And yes, you can save your game while you're there. You won't appear back in the city. You will appear back in your small town. and there is a way that you can stay in the city for a long period of time. There are many places to sit in the big city, some scenic, others cozy, some busy. Choose the place that your soul feels at ease. Benches are the only places that you can go AFK. So by sitting down, that is how you go AFK. If you just go AFK standing up, you're going to get booted from the game. Luckily, benches are everywhere. So if you go AFK for more than 10 minutes, you will be knocked off from your connection. Unless you're sitting at a bench, of course. So make sure you are sitting down the next time you need to step away to avoid getting disconnected if you plan to go AFK for longer periods of time. That is the bare bones basics of what the big city will be like in Animal Crossing Big City. So, is this a place that you would want to go? Is the big city a place that you would be interested in going in an Animal Crossing game, an MMO experience where you could play with other players, where you can do all these cool extra things that probably wouldn't fit into your typical Animal Crossing small town or island experience? If you found this video to be interesting and you like what we're talking about, then make sure you check out our past videos. But more importantly, if you could subscribe, it could get you connected with future topics and other videos that we've made with special guests. So make sure you do subscribe and like this video if you liked the content that we're talking about. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and that you'll tune into the next one. My name is SoopaKoopa with the MFC. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.